Greetings to the senators in assembly from the Committee on Resolutions.
Bonjour. Greetings to the assembly from the Committee on Resolutions.
What are you doing?
What? I'm translating.
Into Pepe Le Pew?
Isn't that French?
Yeah, that isn't French. That's true. Greetings to the senators' assembly from the Committee on Resolutions. It pains me to ask.
I'm only up to tea, just a minute. It's semaphore.
I was wondering what it was for. So, okay.
The flag, the semaphore. I'm translating.
And we're doing these things why?
What, we want to include everybody, right? We want to make sure everybody understands what you're reading there, and everybody can belong.
There's no cartoon skunks here, and there's certainly no ships at sea. So it's only inclusive if you're including, like, that didn't include anybody who's sitting here.
Maybe we should do something different then.
If you want to include people, that's not doing it.
All right. Well, what kind of translation do you think we'd need?
Well, where are we?
We're not in central Pennsylvania.
No, we're not even close.
Yeah. We're in southwestern Pennsylvania, right?
I think they're ahead of us.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
yes. So we need...
Oh, probably somebody can speak Yinzer.
Does anyone speak Yinzer?
Anybody here? Oh, wait. Here we have over here. We have a gentleman who wants. Oh, that's Pastor Bennett from Lutheran Campus Ministry in Greater Pittsburgh that serves the University of Pittsburgh, Carnegie Mellon University, Chatham and Carlow Universities at the Lutheran University Center, right in the heart of Oakland on Forbes, where they have worship and opportunities for fellowship, and they also sponsor the Pittsburgh Compline Choir that was here on Thursday night.
Are you up to helping us?
Sure.
Well, you can sit here. We have a microphone for you.
Oh.
We made the bishop go away.
I don't want to give anybody ideas.
This is terrible.
Since I'm native, I'm bilingual. I can speak the lingua franca and the Yinzer.
The lingua Yinzer.
The lingua Yinzer.
Okay. The lingua pierogi. Okay. Greetings to the Synod and Assembly from the Committee on Resolutions.
I hope you all understand that.
The work of the Committee on Resolutions is to acknowledge the gifts and contributions of those whose works makes possible and enhances the Assembly.
Hey, guys, we say thanks in that.
Whereas the Southwestern Pennsylvania Synod met in assembly at St. Vincent's College.
That's Steer Train Camp.
Wait. Where we have been provided with ample air conditioning and golf carts and copious unidentifiable desserts.
They had halushki, but they ain't have no punchkis.
And whereas we have finally admitted that the report on the bishop's report is in reality redundant, although support of our bishop and staff is not.
You can say that again.
And whereas it's only another 25 years before Bishop Keuchenmeister will have the privilege of addressing the assembly on his 50th anniversary.
Bishop Keuchenmeister, you remember, that's the short guy who's always next to Bishop Zubik in the trib.
And whereas the Reverend Dr. Cheryl Peterson has encouraged us to give up voluntarily using the word volunteer and expand our boundaries of koinonia.
It's time for a change. Bowsman and Shiro are out. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Raise the Jolly Roger.
That wasn't even close. And whereas the Reverend Ruben Duran...
Oh, Ruben. That's a nice sandwich, but it's not as good as the one at Permanis.
Addressed the assembly, encouraging us to reach outside our church's walls and live in true Christian community with our neighbors.
He said, get out of the house and go downtown.
And whereas Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Service has been walking with refugees for 75 years, doing work that is far too serious for the jokey tone of this report. And whereas we would welcome any amendments to this resolution, but since amendments can be presented and spoken to, these amendments must be submitted electronically. Furthermore, we're at the end of the assembly, and no one will be checking the assembly's email, and thus, while amendments can be made, they will be ignored.
That's what the bishop said.
And whereas, meow meow, pussycat meow meow.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, it's a beautiful day in that neighborhood. I always hated that cat. But
we all hated the cat.
But XCL is a lot bigger than I thought.
Therefore, be it resolved that we embrace mutual redundancy, and even more so, mutual ministry, as an expression of belonging to one another in Christ Jesus, and be it further resolved that we honk to encourage the newly Reverend Ryan Colbert in the exercise of the office of pastoral ministry.
And really, that guy needs a heavier stole.
And it wasn't very heavy. And be it further resolved that we thank the Reverend Margareta Galbraith Cordes for her spiritual guidance, for her care of the children of God, both those at Glade Run and those here at Assembly, and for her patient endurance of the 17 different ways her name is mispronounced.
Margarita, you done good.
And be it further resolved that we thank those who led worship, those who have played instruments or played on the computer, those who have projected pictures on screens, those who glued felt pieces to the banner.
Only those who could glue inside the lines.
Bishop Kurt Kussero, Pastor Sarah Lee Faulkner, Pastor Ed Sheehan, Pastor Larry Mort, and all members of the Synod Assembly Planning Committee and related committees, the Reverend Reuben Duran, the Pittsburgh Compline Choir.
It is hot down there. Them robes need washed.
The whole Synod office staff, all officers of the Synod, all members of the Synod Council, all voting members, the Assembly Choir, the Reverend Dr. Cheryl Peterson, all who prayed for the while the Assembly did its business. We wish we could have been away from the Assembly with you. The Youth Convo.
And the Lord be with yins.
And all the staff of St. Vincent's College.
Steer Training Camp.
Trusting that we belong to each other in Christ, whatever the ambient temperature or relative humidity, or the distance between buildings, or the all-campus showers. Respectfully submitted, the Resolutions Committee. The Reverend Scott Keuchenmeister Hall, the Reverend Brian Bennett, the Reverend Kimberly Miller Fandriel, Mrs. Sylvia Lynn, and Reverend Scott Bryte.
You bunch of jagoffs.
Drop the mic.
Thank you very much. It just doesn't get any better than that.